Today, we are taking a deep, deep dive into David Lynch's 1986 masterpiece, Blue Velvet. We're going to use a psychoanalytic lens to really peel back all the strange, unsettling layers of this incredible film.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The whole film kicks off with this pretty simple question from Sandy, one of our main characters. But here's the thing. That question is basically the key that unlocks everything. It opens the door to a world where strange isn't just some curiosity, it's this terrifying, fascinating reality that's been hiding just under the surface the whole time. So our journey starts in this place called Lumberton. And I mean, it is the picture-perfect small town. You can practically smell the apple pie. The American dream seems completely, almost aggressively alive and well here. But David Lynch, being David Lynch, immediately flips that dream on its head. He shows us this beautiful, superficial world of white picket fences and smiling neighbors, and then boom. He cuts straight to the writhing, violent insect-like world that's festering just beneath those perfectly manicured lawns. And this is it. This is the moment everything changes. Our hero, Jeffrey Beaumont, finds this single, grotesque object, a severed human ear. This is the catalyst. It's the thing that literally pulls him, and you know what? It pulls us too, right out of the bright, sunny world and into the pitch-black darkness. So Jeffrey's quest to figure out what's up with this ear, well, it isn't your typical detective story. It very quickly becomes something else entirely. It's this twisted coming-of-age story, really. An investigation into forbidden knowledge, and ultimately an investigation into himself. This is the absolute key question, and it comes from his friend, Sandy. And it's a question the film isn't just asking Jeffrey. It's asking everyone. It's asking us, the audience, who are watching right alongside him, totally unable to look away. That line between doing the right thing and just feeding a dark curiosity gets really, really blurry. To really get what's going on inside Jeffrey's head, we have to look at what the film is built around, and that's the act of watching, the act of voyeurism.
So the analysis gives us two key terms here. First, you've got covert voyeurism. That's the classic peeping Tom stuff, watching someone who has absolutely no idea you're there. But then there's collusive voyeurism. That's when the person being watched knows you're looking, and it creates this kind of shared, maybe even thrilling secret between you. Now this is where it gets so brilliant. The famous closet scene, it shows us both types at the exact same time. Jeffrey's hiding in the closet. So to the psychopath, Frank Booth, who doesn't know he's there, Jeffrey is a covert voyeur. But to the victim, Dorothy, who does know he's there, he's a collusive voyeur. He's this horrified witness trapped with her in this awful, private, and maybe even a little exciting ritual. Okay, so this whole act of a child secretly watching this private, violent, and very sexual scene between two parental-type figures, well, that connects us directly to one of Sigmund Freud's biggest ideas, the Oedipal complex. And, in fact, some theorists, like Laura Mulvey, argue that the three main characters map almost perfectly onto this psychoanalytic family drama. It breaks down like this. Jeffrey is a curious, boundary-crossing child who's witnessing the so-called primal scene. Dorothy is the mother figure. She's desired, but she's also forbidden and abused. And Frank? He's the terrifying, tyrannical father figure who punishes both of them for their transgressions. So even though Jeffrey and Frank are, on opposite sides, they're both united by this obsessive desire for Dorothy. They really represent two incredibly dark sides of masculinity. One is all about hidden curiosity and sexual exploration, and the other is just pure, brutal, sadistic impulse. And right when you think you've got a handle on the power dynamics, Dorothy screams this at Jeffrey. It is completely shocking, and it just peels back another layer on the film's incredibly complex sexuality. So here's the crucial thing. This isn't just about her being a victim. It's a sadomasochistic dynamic where pleasure and pain get all tangled up. And when Jeffrey actually hits her, it's like his initiation into his own dark side. He's forced to realize that to be with her, in that moment, he has to embrace this violent, sadistic part of himself. Now, beyond just the characters, Lynch packs this movie with these really powerful symbols. They're like little breadcrumbs leading us into the unconscious, and they basically demand that we look deeper. So let's go all the way back to the object that kicked this whole thing off. It's so much more than just a clue. What does it really represent? Well, psychoanalytically, this ear is just loaded with meaning. On a basic level, it's what filmmakers call a MacGuffin, just something to get the plot moving. But it's also a symbol of castration anxiety. I mean, if an ear can get cut off, what else can? Freud would call it a part object, a piece of a whole that's just deeply unsettling because it reminds us of dismemberment. And maybe most obviously, it's a symbol for the act of listening, which is totally central to what we're doing when we watch a movie.
And this is just a genius visual move by Lynch. At the beginning of Jeffrey's journey, the camera zooms right into the canal of that severed ear. And at the very end of the film, it zooms out of Jeffrey's own ear. It's this brilliant suggestion that maybe this entire nightmare story took place inside his own head, an exploration of what we hear and what we're afraid of hearing. You know, to really get a handle on Blue Velvet, you have to understand the totally unique, dreamlike style of the guy who made it, David Lynch. People have called Lynch the first populist surrealist. He doesn't work from some logical plan. He just trusts his gut, his unconscious. His movies run on dream logic. And that means for us as viewers, we have to kind of let go of trying to make perfect, rational sense of it all and just experience the strange, dark beauty of the whole thing. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that Jeffrey's investigation into the dark underworld of his town is really a journey into his own dark underworld. The mystery he's trying to solve isn't just who cut off the ear, it's who am I? And that's really the unsettling question Blue Velvet leaves you with, long after those blue velvet curtains have closed. It forces you to wonder, what's festering under your own perfect lawn? What darkness is lying dormant, not just out there in the world, but inside of you too?